You're white. Stop embarrassing yourself. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and we all have that one friend. You know, the one that really seems legitimately convinced that if they post enough stuff talking smack about white people, eventually nobody will realize that they're white. But we all see it, and I say you start reminding them. Hashtag, we can all see you're still white. The worst part is that you know he's aware that he is doing it. He is ritualistically humiliating himself on purpose because he is convinced that this is the only way that people will not think that he is racist, which obviously should lead any rational person to believe that he's actually quite racist on account of the fact that he is clearly overcompensating. I also wonder, when he talks shit about white people, who is he actually thinking of? Is he thinking about his friends, his family? I imagine in some cases, maybe these guys are legitimately that far gone, and they truly do believe all of their friends and family members might actually be latently white supremacists if they aren't virtue signaling self-hatred like he is. Accidentally on their end, of course, by virtue of not spending every waking moment of their lives smashing the white male patriarchy, or whatever. I kind of suspect that when the majority of these people talk shit about white people, they are referring to the types of people they don't even know. The types of people they either only hear about in viral stories of strange crimes that happen in Florida, or the types of people that come into their leftist bubble of a city from the suburbs in order to attend sports games. I'm not necessarily defending the vast majority of white people because I honestly can't say that I like all that many people in general, but maybe that's my point. It is absolutely not hard to find countless examples of human garbage all over the internet, no matter what skin color you are searching for. But do these people search for awful examples of black people? Of Native American people? What about Middle Eastern people? I highly doubt it. Remember, these people are so racist that if they even entertained a simple YouTube search for Asian thug fight, they'd feel like they need to say 400 Hail Marys. A real person who isn't racist can go ahead and look at thugs of all colors fighting on YouTube if they feel like it. Some of these people have white guilt that has gotten so pathetic that they'll begin praising Islam because most of the people that practice the religion aren't white. But do they know anything about Islam? Do these people with the American flag, hijab pictures as their default photos on Facebook know a single thing about Sharia law? Furthermore, I find it amazing how many white-looking people there are online that are claiming to be people of color. I mean, this is nothing entirely new. There's been white people claiming to be 1/16th Native American for as long as I can remember. But now there's seemingly constantly people who look completely white claiming that they are half Polynesian and getting extremely bent out of shape if you ever make the observation that they look like they are white. If quote-unquote white privilege is such a great thing that affords people so many unearned advantages in life, it's kind of counterintuitive that people who one would normally assume to be white are fighting so drastically to be considered anything but. Have some self-respect, Rachel Dolezal. Look, I'm not saying to be all white pride or anything, because being proud of being white in the West is kind of counterintuitive as well, because what is there really to brag about by being part of any majority? Congratulations on being common, whoop-de-doo! But if you like things about your ethnic European lineage, or good old American country and folk music, there's no problem in admitting that these things are kind of cool. And there's no problem in at least admitting that these things are white culture. If you like rock music and not hip-hop, you can like rock music. It doesn't make you a bad person. And don't let any idiots tell you that rock music is black music that white people stole. Sorry, but black culture does not get to lay claim on all music with guitars that has been made since the 1950s or whatever, simply because we still happen to call it rock music for some dumbass reason. Radiohead hasn't stolen shit from black culture. Go fuck yourself. You see, when you pretend to hate your own culture, and yes, there is plenty of white culture in America, despite what racist SJWs would have you believe, you aren't tricking anybody into thinking that you legitimately hate everything having to do with your family and the communities you were raised in. Really, the only thing anybody else sees is a person trying way too hard to deny what they are, because they are insecure about how other people see them. That's it. It's not that these people legitimately hate themselves and their family for being white. It's that they want to fit in with the racial minorities and all the other cool white kids that talk shit about themselves. Sure, there's the whole white privilege as it relates to the legacy of slavery narrative that people get sucked up in, but I simply don't think people believe this stuff all that deeply. And I say that because prior to Black Lives Matter breaking out in 2012, I don't remember anybody ever talking about this stuff commonly. This wave of white guilt is a fad, and it's past its expiration date. Honestly, it's been going on for way too long, and all of it is now pathetic. More so, there's plenty of funny, interesting, talented, and confident white people out there who are making you all look like idiots. So I suggest that if the people you're around want you to constantly apologize for being white and want you to constantly make fun of white people as a demographic, well, I think you should find yourself some new friends. You're gonna be so embarrassed when you look back on all of this in 10 years if you don't. Drop me a comment, help me out on Patreon if you think I'm cool, and stay tuned.